I'm already live. Okay, so I'm live. I'm live. And we're talking about money making trainings today, which I'm very excited about. Very excited about some more money making trainings in the group. Slightly different position today because I've been trying to sit by the window, get some old sunlight. It's obviously dark now, so I've completely ruined this plan. But let me know when you are live because I'm so excited. Today's training is going to be epic. It's going to be quick, which is going to be good. So we're going to do quick training, lots of questions. So let me know when you're live. And today I'm going to be talking about I'm going to be building off of the webinar from last week. So if you were on the webinar last week, hey Marcy, how are you? If you were on the webinar last week, then this is kind of building off of the back of that. So let me know when you're here. We've got Marcy, and if you've got the old, little dude in the corner, the bald guy with the plus sign, you can always go and hit up some of your favorite FFE ladies and let them know that I am live and that we are talking about money. So yes, obviously wanted to show everybody today the lovely Tiffany Humfield. I'm going to showing everyone my boobs here. Made me a very nice t-shirt. You can't see it, but it says peace, love, and wine. And I've completely messed it up because it's a mirror reflection. But Tiffany did that and it is amazing. And I wanted to say a very big thank you to her because I'm wearing it and it's amazing. So, money. What I want to talk about specifically, because a lot of people get really caught up when we're talking about money, I want to talk about specific money goals. And the bit that everybody always wants to hit is usually around six figures. Everyone talks about the six-figure mark. Now, I'm somebody who is kind of not really bothered about the six-figure stuff. That's because for me, six figures is just a number. And unless you're making it in profit, then it becomes something that you could be making 100,000 a year, but if you're spending 90,000 on expenses, VAs, software, all that kind of stuff, you're only making 10k profit. So what I like to talk about when I'm talking about making money, I'm talking about the profit that you're making, not the overall figure. Okay, so not just the money that you can tell everybody, oh, I made this much, but the actual profit figure. Okay. Hey Jane, hey Judy, hey Shariq, how are you, my love? So yeah, what we're going to be talking about today is how you can actually make that arbitrary figure matter, which is always a good one. And I'm going to give you 3 action steps that you can literally walk away with and you can start using these to make money. Okay, and these are different from the ones on the webinar. So if you saw the webinar, you've got a head start because we are building on that today. And if you didn't see the webinar, I think there's still like 3 or 4 hours left where you can watch it. And if you haven't watched it, I would highly recommend it because a ton of people have sent me emails saying the best thing they've ever watched, which was really flattering. I was like, oh, thanks guys. So thank you to everyone that sent me an email because I really appreciated it. So in terms of how we make money, and I guess the first thing I need to ask is, who here thinks making money is difficult? Like if we're all totally honest with each other and we kind of are being really honest with ourselves, who actually thinks that making money is difficult? Okay, just pop a little yes or no in the comments. I don't mind. I'm not going to bite anyone this evening. It's always my first live of the week and everyone's like, nobody wants to say anything. So let me know. Do you think making money is difficult? Yes or no? Okay. Now, there is always a reason that people think that making money is difficult. Okay, and usually what happens if you're somebody who's thinking, yeah, actually, I think making money is difficult, doesn't mean you're wrong, just means that generally you're focusing on the wrong actions. Okay, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's about, hey Vidya, it's about finding out the right actions that you need to be taking to make the money, and also thinking about where you are right now. Okay, so in terms of making money, what we need to do first is work out where you are in your business right now. And there are usually like 3 stages. So you've got the people who are actually not making money, and they are somebody who is really passionate about what they do, but they are not making money right now. Okay, so there's that person. Then there is the person who is maybe making some money, but wants to make that more money, and who wants to make it more consistently. Okay, so that's the person who maybe wants like a cash injection into their business and who wants to be able to do that consistently. Okay, and then we have the people, and these people are usually people like me who are completely crazy over systems, right? The people who are in the automation phase of their business. All right, so those are the people who are looking at scaling up, the people who are looking at systems, the people who are looking at, you know, really putting passive income and funnels and stuff together. Okay, so think about that right now. Where are you? Are you the person who is thinking right now, actually, I'm not making money in my business, and all I really need to be focusing on right now is putting together a plan to make that money and to work on the beliefs that I perhaps have around money? So if you're somebody, for example, who struggles with money management, who has, you know, debt or anything like that, you might be in that phase. Okay, that first phase there. Yeah. Hey Tara, how are you, my lovely? So you might be in that first phase. Okay, and that's fine. Again, there's no shame in the phases. You just need to identify where you are right now. Okay, so there's those people, the people who are not making money, the people who actually probably need to be focusing on creating a plan for managing their money and their money mindset and making more money. Then there are the people who want to create cash in their business, the people who want some kind of cash injection. So perhaps you're making, I don't know, $1,000 a month, you want to be making 5K a month or 10K a month. And so actually what you want to do is create more cash in your business and do it consistently. So you don't want to just have one 10K month, you want to have 6 10K months and then 6 more 10K months and, you know, grow from there. And then you've got the other people who are the people who are thinking that they're in the automation phase, and those are the people who are like, right, I've mastered the art of consistent cash flow. I've mastered the art of bringing in a sustainable amount of money in my business every month. And what I now want to do is focus on how I can make more money in a leveraged way, i.e. sales funnels, passive income, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's the first bit for today's training. You need to work out where you are. Okay, so are you the person who needs the money mindset work, who needs to focus on money management? Are you the person who needs to focus on creating consistent large amounts of cash in your business? Or are you the person who is focusing on automation, scaling, leveraging automation, right? And again, let me know, because if I know, it's, you know, it's easier to help you, right? It makes my life a lot easier and it makes yours. So in terms of making more money, and that's what we're looking at today. If we were looking at how to get to 6 figures, firstly, we need to be able to do the step. We need to be very open and honest with ourselves and say, actually, this is the phase I'm in right now. It may not last forever. It may be a temporary thing. It may take me a month. It may take me 3 months. It may take me 6 months. But right now, I am in phase 1, phase 2, or phase 3. Okay? And then what we need to do is look at the actions that you need to be taking that are appropriate to that phase. Okay, because the biggest thing that I see, the biggest problem that I see in the online space is that everybody who is struggling to make more money in their business, they're usually doing actions, or they're usually trying to learn things that are not appropriate for where they are in their business. Okay, so for example, you have people in phase 1 who should be focusing on managing the money they have and actually, you know, working on that money mindset, increasing abundance, all that kind of good stuff, who are thinking, no, actually, I'm going to go and build a, you know, sales funnel and I'm going to automate my entire business. And it doesn't work because they've skipped a stage, because they haven't learned how to create consistent cash in their business. Yeah. Marcy, I'm the first one. Video, your automation. Okay. So that's where we see people going wrong. It's not that people don't know the theory of how to make money. It's not that people don't know how to make sales. It's not that people don't know how to do it. It's that actually what typically happens is we are taught online a blanket approach to making money in your business, and a blanket approach doesn't work. Okay, so when you're looking at how you want to, or how you can make more money, you need to identify which stage are you at. So for me, I'm in the automation stage of my business. I'm somebody who right at the beginning didn't make money and who needed to focus on actually putting together a strategy that was going to work for my business to create money. Then in the second phase, I injected large amounts of cash into my business very, very quickly. And I kept that consistently for 18 months. And I was able to inject larger amounts of cash into my business as and when I needed. And I was able to encourage that consistent cash flow. And then at the 18-month point, I said, okay, now I'm going to work out how to leverage my business and how to leverage automation and systems. Okay, the journey isn't the same for everybody, but where I am right now, when I look at how I can make more money, I go, okay, so I'm in automation right now. Where are my leaky holes? And that's what we forget to do sometimes online. That's where we get stuck. I love it, Judy. That makes so much sense, and it's the first time I've heard someone own up and say it. This is the thing, right? In here, we don't give bullshit. And this is the thing that frustrates me just as much as it frustrates you guys about being in the online world. I'm tired of there being a generic approach to making money. There isn't a generic approach to making money. We are all in different stages of our business. And so that means we all have to take different actions, okay? So the actions that I'm going to go through today can be used by anyone at any stage in their business, but you will need to apply it to the stage that you're in. So for example, if you're in the second phase where you're like, okay, actually what I need to really learn how to master is how to create cash consistently in my business, you know, because one month I'm having a great month and then the next month I'm making nothing, and then I'm like on this roller coaster of some months I'm doing great, some months I'm, you know, not. Then you're going to have different actions and you're going to apply different ways to these action steps that somebody who is already having consistent cash in their business is going to apply them. Okay, does that make sense? Is everybody cool with that? Okay, so step one, and what I would say is that if you are here on this training, like the likelihood is you're in phase two. You know, the likelihood is you're in phase one or phase two, because you have come to this training to learn how to make more money. So if you are somebody who is like, yeah, actually I'm in, you know, I'm doing 1 to 5K a month and it's consistent, you're in phase two. And if you're somebody who's like, actually I'm not making money in my business yet, but I'm getting there, I'm doing all the right things, I've got the clarity, I've got the program sorted, all that kind of stuff, then you're in phase one, okay? So when we look at this, we need to, and this is something I go through with my clients all the time, and when I was working one-on-one, I used to go through this with my clients a lot. The first stage with anything, with making more money in your business, is always thinking, how can I create something that is going to give me a cash injection into my business? Now, a cash injection is basically an influx of revenue into your business that you can then use to go off and do something else with. So for example, about a year ago, I decided that I was going to leverage automation and systems to make my business some kind of like passive income production machine. And I decided that I needed to have this cash injection into my business so that I could actually start, you know, paying out for things. You know, I wanted to invest in ClickFunnels. I wanted to pay for a year up front so I didn't have to faff around. I wanted to pay in Facebook ads. I would have these budgets and things. So I needed that cash injection into my business. Yeah. Sharik, where does automation work for newbies? So these stages will take you through it. So the first stage for everybody, newbie, phase two, phase three, you must inject cash first. That's how it happens. You cannot at any point, and I didn't even do this when I was looking at automating my entire business, at no point did I go, okay, cool, well, I'm just going to go and automate my business now. Doesn't happen, doesn't work. You must always inject cash before you inject automation or before you start automation, because trying to run your business in an automated way before you've tested stuff organically, before you've nurtured an audience, before you've actually had practice at doing that physically, is very difficult to replicate in an automated way. So for example, it's very difficult to know how to nurture somebody through an email sequence if you haven't had practice at nurturing them in real life, so to speak. You know, if you haven't had practice at nurturing them in your community or, you know, on an email list that you've been doing on a live basis. And if you haven't done that, it's very difficult to duplicate those results because you're testing all the time, right? So the first step that everybody needs to focus on at any stage in your business must be creating more cash. It must be getting that initial cash injection in, which gives you that financial stability to think, oh, actually, okay, it's not a problem because now I have the money to test out Facebook ads, or now I have the money to go and invest in a different piece of email autoresponder kit, or now I have the money to invest in PR, or whatever it is that you want to do. You've got that financial stability there, and you can cover your bills and you can cover yourself while you're going through any kind of transitional period. Yeah. So what does that actually look like? Well, making money is really simple. If you came to the webinar, you'll know that I talked a lot about you need eyeballs on your offer. Okay, that is my jam. I'm like, I will firmly stand by that. To make money in your business, you must have a great offer and you must be able to send traffic to it. Now, whether you send free traffic, paid traffic, affiliate traffic, it doesn't matter. But in order to make sales, you're going to have a great offer and get eyeballs on it. That is as simple as it gets. And, that's where your cash creation, that initial cash injection needs to come in, and you need to be thinking, well, how am I actually going to be doing that in the quickest amount of time possible? Because nobody wants to think, okay, well, I can make money, but only in 8 months' time. Okay, we want to be doing this quickly to set you up for that next stage very, very early. Okay, so in terms of what that might look like for you, it's about picking an offer that is going to help you bring money in the quickest time possible, but also without having to do tons and tons and tons of work. Yeah. Hey Helen, how are you? I was going to do like a special yo just for you. But yeah, so these offers, this first stage must be bring cash into your business. I love it, Judy. Yay for Jess. Once again, makes sense. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, so you've got to do that first stage. You must bring cash in, then you've got that stability. You can go on, you can do whatever you want. So that offer that you are going to put out there that needs all the eyeballs on it, it's got to be something simple, and ideally it's got to be something where you're actually going to make profit on it. Okay, so it's got to be something that you know you can sell, B, know that it's going to genuinely solve someone's problem, and C, know that you're going to make profit on. Okay, and you've got to be able to have the offer and have the traffic and send the traffic to it, and that's it. Okay, so that's stage one. Now, the second thing is, and the second thing that we don't really do, is we don't think about, and this goes for everybody, when we're trying to make more money in our businesses, we don't think about what's going to be easiest for us. We automatically look at what is going on in the market and what do I sort of like, and what am I going to pick out that could work for me. Now, that's a problem, okay? And the reason it's a problem is because, say you're somebody who, one day thinks, Amy Porterfield does really well with webinars, so I'm going to go do a webinar. Okay, now Amy Porterfield's audience has been grown over, a number of years, and they know that she sells on webinars, and they, her audience is very warm, they're very engaged, and that is why she has so much success with webinars, because her audience is super warm, super engaged, and she's putting a great offer in front of them. So she's doing exactly what we're saying. She is driving traffic to an offer that they want. She's driving people to a solution that's going to genuinely help them solve their problem. Okay, and they're warm, they're open, they love Amy, they love what she does, they're totally bought into her, so it's very easy for her to use that situation okay, apparently I'm back. So it's very easy for her to use that situation to be able to make money from it. Now, when we're thinking about making more money in our business, we can use that example to really, really help us. So what does that really look like? Well, it means focusing on your warm traffic. Okay, don't start sending a ton of people to a cold funnel. And this is where I was saying to Shriek earlier, in terms of automation, you must test everything first. You don't just set up an automated business. It doesn't happen, because you have to build those relationships first. And in reality, most of your purchases, most of your buyers are going to be people who already know you, who already you know, have some kind of resonance with you, who already are warm to you in some way. So it makes sense to actually work with those people first. It makes sense to offer them something. Thanks for being so awesome and showing up for me and showing up for you. Here's this offer that's going to solve your problem, right? It's about using warm traffic. Okay, and that can come from anywhere. That could be your Facebook community. It could be like people you know from your friends and family. It could be referrals. It could be people who've bought from you previously. It could be people that, I don't know, people that your dad says, hey, look, Jess, you could help this person. You know, I used to get that quite a lot. And, you know, those people are warm. Okay, the people who are not warm are the people who are coming through a Facebook ad. The people who've never seen you before, okay? The people who have zero idea who you are. And in this, in terms of making money now, we want to be really focusing on those people who do know us, who are warm to us, who actually really like us, you know, and who have met us before in some kind of capacity. Now, if you come from corporate, this is great for you because you've got a ton of people that you used to work with, probably in a different capacity, that you could now use your skills with. So that's a really, really warm audience that bought into you that may now be looking for what you're offering. So it's a great target market, right? Really target rich, yeah? So that's the second phase. Identify your warm traffic. Where are your warm traffic? Is it your Facebook community? Is it your email list? Is it referrals? Is it previous buyers? Like, who is it that you know is warm to you? And have you got an offer that is genuinely going to help them solve a problem? Okay. Then the third bit is, this is where you start to get into the more automated stuff. Okay. The third bit is build out your business. And this is what is happening at the moment. We're seeing lots of people who are doing some of the bits. And so they're starting to build funnels, but their business isn't generating cash yet. Okay. Or they are generating cash, but they're not building their list. You know, they're doing things just off of like Facebook PMs and stuff like that. And whilst that's, you know, that is a perfectly valid way to start creating cash, it's also not long-term and it's not sustainable. So at the same time you are doing this, at the same time you're generating this income, at the same time you're creating these cash injections into your business, you must also be building your business out at the same time, right? So you've got to be building your list. You've got to be building your community. You've got to be building, you know, your social media presence, if social media is something that you want to utilize. You've got to be building your brand, your credibility, all that kind of good stuff at the same time that you're generating the money. Does this make sense to everybody? So, and again, it comes down to the same principle. You know, building your list is no different to making money in your business. Building your Facebook community is no different than making money in your business. It's about having a very clear offering, a very clear purpose for being on your email list, being in your Facebook group, and it's about sending eyeballs to the offer, always getting people looking at the offer and thinking, yeah, okay, I'm going to have some of that. I'm going to join the email list. You know, and there are ways of doing it. You could have a really great opt-in. You could have, you know, a really great lead magnet that people are just like, oh my goodness, I have to sign up for that. And actually, that opt-in is such a good representation of your business and the way that your list works and how your business runs and what you can provide for people, that actually it gives them that complete overview just in getting your download, right? It could be that you have a very, very precise purpose for your Facebook group. You know, it could be that you want to bring a specific kinds of group of people together, and that actually that's the focus of the group. The focus of the group is on networking and communication and support and all that kind of good stuff. And it's very, very specific. But in being so specific and in driving so many eyes to it, you are naturally going to get the warmest traffic. You're naturally going to be building your business out with the best people, the people who are genuinely most interested in your business, the people who are genuinely most interested in buying from you later down the line, and the people who are genuinely most interested in building a relationship with you. Does this make sense? Is everybody cool with this? Or is everybody like frantically writing stuff down? Either way, like I'm good with that. But let me know like where you are, like how you're feeling about this, because those are honestly the 3 steps in your business that you must have. You must be able to assess where are you and actually be taking the actions that are fit for where you are in your business. So that means if you're somebody who walked into the online business world yesterday and you're like, oh cool, well, I'm going to set up a webinar funnel, it's going to be, it is going to be difficult for you. And the action step you require in your business, and then for identifying your warm traffic and selling to them, and then for building your business as a result of doing that, are going to be very, very different to somebody like me who is like, oh, okay, cool, well, I'm going to focus on, let's say, more passive income products and leveraged income or affiliate income. And my cash injection or my cash creation will be very, very different in terms of how I run it. Then my warm traffic will be very, very different. And then the way that I build my business out will be very, very different. It's not about wrong or right. It's about really being very clear. Where am I in my business? And what are the action steps that are genuinely going to take me forward? Not what are the action steps that are going to take somebody who is 2 years ahead of me, or somebody who is already doing XYZ or who's hit XYZ goal. What's going to help them? Do you see what I mean? There's no generic answer to the best things to do to make money in your business. And I think that's what we've been taught, but it's not true. However, the stages are the same. You must make money. You must make your priority getting the cash in. Then you've got to make your priority selling and monetizing and working out or identifying your warm traffic. And then you must be, how am I building my business as a result? Yeah, it's all about making sure that you don't become stagnant. Judy, makes sense. Keyword clarity for you and your followers. Exactly. And that's the big thing. If you've got clarity, if you're somebody who's completely new to business, but you've got clarity, you've got an epic amount going for you at that point in time, because once you have clarity, creating cash is easy. Utilizing your warm following, easy. Building your business, building out your list, building out your Facebook group, building out your community as a whole is easy once you have that. Until you have that, it's much more challenging. And again, this is why teaching stuff that's popular but that you haven't maybe mastered doesn't work for people, because you're doing everything based on theory, not on where you actually are. That makes it a lot more difficult to empathize with people. It makes it a lot more difficult to attract the right people. It makes it a lot more difficult to get them into your particular buying cycle. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? So is anybody here in a specific stage? Is anybody here in like the complete newbie phase, or anybody here in the I'm creating cash, but I want it to be more and I want it to be consistent, or actually I'm automating my business and I need to look at these action steps? Because I'm happy to go through action steps and stuff with people, but it's obviously easier if I know where you are, or if anybody's got specific questions. I've also just realized I've still got Christmas cards up. Oh, awesome. Good. So does anyone have any questions on that? Because that really is all you need to be doing. And over the next couple of days, I'm going to be going into some, in-depth money making trainings around how you can be creating cash and how you can be having those influxes of revenue into your business. But it's going to be much easier once you've identified where you are. Okay, so you must, before you move forward, you must know where you are in business. Are you in the new phase? Are you looking at how you can make money? Are you somebody who is making money but it's not consistent? You're having great month and terrible month and great month and terrible month. Or are you somebody who is automating your business? Because where you are is going to help you get to where you want to be. It's going to help you get to that next stage. I love it, Judy. If you don't have clarity, you have chaos. Yeah, absolutely. And this is the thing. It's not about me saying to anybody, oh, well, if you're a newbie, you can't have a sales funnel. That's not it at all. But you need to take these steps. In order to build your sales funnel, you need to create cash. You need to learn and identify who your warmest followers are, and you need to build your business out, because ultimately that's how you create your first sales funnel. And the second, if you're in the second stage and you're looking at, okay, well then how can I make money now, it's much easier for you because you're like, okay, well, to create cash, I'm going to monetize my list that I've just built from, you know, the time that I just built it from being a newbie. You know, I'm going to monetize that list. That's going to create me cash. That's going to give me the money to go and, you know, look at how I can be doing this on a regular basis, you know, and give me the Facebook ads I need to do, or give me the ability to hire a coach, or give me the ability to go on holiday, do whatever you want. You know, you've got to identify where you are first, and that will determine your actions that you need to be taking. Okay, are there any questions? Everyone's very quiet this evening. I'm like, oh dear. Have I picked a terrible topic? Katrina, thanks for being honest, Katrina. Like, I love that. I know it's a nerve-wracking thing to be like, oh, actually, I have to be the first one to say. But yeah, you know, mine isn't completely consistent, at least where I want it to be month to month. Okay, so in terms of your actions then, for you, it's about, okay, why isn't it consistent month to month? Where is it that it seems to be falling apart? Is it something that you've got too many things? You know, I was somebody who was an epic creator, and I would create new products every week. Be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to sell this now. And it would all be great, like it'd all be really useful, but it wasn't mapped out. I had no clear strategy on when I was going to sell something, why I was going to sell something, where it was going to go, how it was going to fit into my business model. I hadn't planned for any of that. I hadn't thought about it. And that, for me, was one of the reasons that my making money wasn't consistent, because I was like creating all the things and I was trying to implement all the things. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do webinars. And then I sucked at webinars. For anybody who heard about my first experience with a webinar, I spent like $180 on ads, and my mum and one woman showed up. And at the end of the webinar, I was pitching, and she was like, oh my goodness, you gave so much in that one webinar. I never need to hire another coach ever again. And I was like, oh my God, this is tragic. But I was trying to do all the things. And that was the thing for me. I wasn't consistent because I wasn't doing enough consistently. Like I was taking the wrong actions. I was focusing on a level that I wasn't yet at. I was focusing on trying to automate stuff. I was focusing on the funnels before I'd focused on, okay, well, how do I get my cash flow to be consistent? How do I consistently monetize my warm audience? How do I make it a great experience for them? How do I make sure that I have a consistent path for myself in terms of the things I'm creating and in terms of the growth plan for the business? Does that make sense? Sharik, making money and being consistent. Yeah, exactly. And again, it's when you're looking at making money, your actions are, okay, how can I create cash now? Like, what is it? And again, that comes down to, what offer do I have that's going to help people right now, that I know that my ideal clients are going to really want, really need, and is genuinely going to solve a problem for them? And have I got enough traffic going to it? And if you don't, where can you get that traffic from? Identify. Okay, well, where am I going to get that traffic? Who, you know, whose eyeballs can I get on the offer, and how am I going to do that? You know, and it might be that some of these things are different from the ways that we've learned before. You know, typically we're all learning, oh yeah, do a challenge or do a masterclass, or, you know, do a 3-part video series, and then, you know, clients are just going to come rolling in. Well, no, that's not true. If you're somebody who's a complete newbie and you try and set up a 3-part video series and you run Facebook ads to it, and actually, you know, your click-through rate is very low, you've spent a ton of money on something that may not necessarily recoup the cost. So it's about identifying, where am I? What actions do I need to be taking? So for you, it's about, okay, well, where can I make money right now? What is going to be my key offer, right? And how can I get more traffic on that offer? Like, where can I get the eyeballs? I'm now imagining loads of eyeballs just like floating around. I love it. Katrina, too many one-off projects. I've been trying to nail down retainers out of existing clients, but absolutely my marketing isn't very consistent, or how I approach clients. There you go. Like, you've just identified a major thing. And this is the thing, guys, like, my sales strategy is always simple, and there's a reason behind that, because when we try and make it complicated, you know, when we try and think about, okay, well, actually, you know, what if it's this or what if it's that, we end up with so many what ifs that we never identify the actual problem. With identifying where you are in your business, it's much easier to nail down, okay, well, where are the leaky holes? Like, and sometimes it's even harder because you have to be honest with yourself. I know where the leaky holes are in my business, and I know that I've hired a team this year that are going to help me plug them. Like, I also know that part of the reason that I didn't hit my goals quicker, that I didn't get to the point of automation quicker in my business, was because I made delegation choices that were wrong. In terms of, I delegated too late. I made some choices in terms of hiring that I look back on and think, oh, actually, I hired the wrong people or I hired the right people at the wrong time, or I hired the wrong people at the right time. You know, those kinds of things. There are lots of reasons that I didn't hit my goals as quickly as I wanted to. And you guys don't have to do that. You guys can literally just be like, okay, well, where am I? What action do I need to take? The first one is always going to be make money. Doesn't matter if you're brand new, doesn't matter if you are in stage 2 and you want to make more money more consistently, doesn't matter if you're in automation and you want to be leveraging passive income or affiliates or things like that. You must make money first, because that gives you stability. And that means that you can go on, you can try different things, right? So creating cash in your business is a key skill. It's a core skill that you must have in your business in order to keep it moving forward. You know, that is a key thing. So that first stage, even though it sounds broad, it's like, yeah, okay, just go make money in your business. It's a huge thing. You must have it. You must be able to generate cash at any given time in your business to be able to move up to the next money making level at any given time, right? And there any other questions on that? Any questions? And in case people are wondering, you know, this is what I'm teaching in cash creation. This is why we're having so many success stories in cash creation, because this is what people are learning. How to create cash out of thin air. You know, so, you know, we've got people in there who haven't had a massively engaged email list or any email list. We've got people in there who've had tiny Facebook communities. We've got, you know, Sam came in here yesterday and said, I've made 10K in 4 weeks. And that was 10,000 pounds, I'd like to say, is 10,000 pounds. So in dollars, that's a huge amount more, right? And this is what we need to think about. The stages that I'm taking them through are create cash, leverage your warm traffic, build your business. As a result, what we're seeing in the market at the moment is build your business, then leverage your list, then make money. And that's why sometimes it's taking people a little bit longer to make money, because we're focusing on the business building bit, i.e. the, you know, trying to put the funnels in place and trying to do everything before we focus on the money making bit. Lorraine, oh hey, I only just got in from taking the kids out to try a new cafe with the most giant pieces of cake and enormous hot chocolates. I love that. Judy, and you must be willing to make mistakes. Yeah, exactly. You know, in my business, I've made more mistakes than I have done successful things. I can absolutely guarantee it without even adding them up. I can absolutely guarantee it. But those mistakes have led me to the goals that I wanted to hit, and probably quicker than if I'd have been afraid to fail, you know, and that's something that we'll be talking about another time, I'm sure. But in terms of this today, like, the key points are, when you are looking at making money in your business, when you're looking at making more money in your business, you must identify the stage you're at, go and make money, like create a plan to create cash in your business and action it, actually implement it, make money, then leverage your warm traffic, then build your business. Okay, so then build out your business bits that you need to have, so your funnels, your automation, all that kind of stuff. Okay, because trying to do it the other way around means that we get stuck in the cycle of, oh, I'm going to make it perfect. And then we get into always striving for perfection and like perfection paralysis rather than production and money making. Okay, does that all make sense for everybody? And does anyone have any questions? If you've got questions, please ask. As always, open book. But yeah, if you've got questions, absolutely go for it. And in terms of, you know, if you're thinking, actually, Jess, I'm really stuck and I do need your help, in the spirit of, you know, selling every day, getting cash creation, we've only got a couple of spots left. And if you're thinking, actually, I need to learn how to make money consistently, or I need to take my income level up to the next goal, or actually I want to head for automation and I want to be making more money and being able to leverage my business and make passive income and all that kind of stuff, you need to be in cash creation. And this is the last live round that I'll be doing. So if you're not in it, you can absolutely do it again, but it won't be with my support. Okay, so if you are somebody who's like, oh, I want to make money consistently, or I want to make a higher income bracket consistently, or I want to leverage my money, then you need to get into cash creation. Okay, I love it. Hey Scott, how are you? Representing the men. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I love it. But yeah, so that's the strategy. Like, it is that simple. Create cash, well, identify where you are, create cash, leverage, business build. That honestly is as simple as I want to make the overview for you guys today. Tomorrow I'm going to be going into training around how to actually look at pricing and how pricing actually produces clients, because what people never seem to know is that actually the pricing strategy you use will actually help you produce clients, regardless of whether you're charging high prices or low prices or whatever. The pricing strategy you pick is going to help you produce clients. So that's what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. So for anybody who's like, oh, I've got something that I'm not really sure on about pricing, come join us tomorrow. But if you've got any questions now, absolutely hit me up, or pop me a message, send me a message, tag me in the group, whatever. But know that it doesn't have to be difficult. This really doesn't have to be difficult. Making more money, and this is what we're going to go through this week, making more money is not going to be tough for you. It doesn't have to be tough for you, but you do need a clear strategy for it. You do need to identify where you are now, identify how you're going to make cash quickly, identify the action steps that you're going to take, and how you're going to be building your business at the same time. All right? So if you've got any questions, absolutely go for it. Otherwise, I will leave you to afternoons and evenings and all that good stuff. But yeah, tomorrow we're going to be talking all about pricing and how pricing helps you attract clients or helps you produce clients. I think I'm going to go with produce clients because it's got a nice alliteration to it that I'm like, yeah, I like that. All the P's. Amazing. All right then, my lovelies. I will let you all go and have nice afternoons, evenings, wherever you are in the world. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments and I will make sure that I come back in later and check in on everyone. Also, a quick note and a quick reminder on the way that we interact in the group. I'm having to go through and delete quite a few posts from the group because it's just people coming in and spamming and drive-by promoing, and I'm not okay with that. The rule is 80-20. Interact, engage, support, converse, post value 80% of the time, and 20% of the time make your offers, because ultimately people buy from people they know, from people they trust, from people they build relationships with. They're not going to buy from you just because you rocked up in a group and threw out a request to do a discovery call. It's not going to happen. All right. So please, on that note, make sure that if you are wanting to promote in the group, which I absolutely encourage, we all know that I'm like, yes, please sell every day. That absolutely I encourage it. But please, 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 if you are somebody who is not showing up, not engaging, not conversing, not posting value first, that you don't promote until you have. The reason being that nobody will buy and then it's upsetting for you, and it makes the group kind of look spammy in the newsfeed, and I'm not okay with that. All right, so there we go, my loves. In which case, I will see you all tomorrow. We're talking about how pricing produces clients. If you've got any questions on today, let me know in the comments. I'll come back in. And if you are somebody who's thinking, actually, I need help with any of that and I want Jess's support and you want to join Cash Creation, we've only got a couple of spaces left. So hit me up with a message or hit me up in the group or whatever, and I'll make sure that you get the links for that. All right, my loves, have wonderful evenings and I will see you tomorrow.